An air of excitement surrounds the stadium as the parking lot takes shape, the teeming hordes converging on Baltimore like a pilgrimage of locusts. Having not toured North America since 2009, the enthusiasm over this stadium run, especially on the heels of a well-received new album, have made this a must-see event. A pair of highly spirited sets from Volbeat and Avenged Sevenfold presage the night's festivities, and Mixmaster Mike's genuine love of hard rock and heavy metal made for engaging between-set mashups and remixes. Soon enough, AC/DC's Long Way to the Top begins to play, and once the lights go out, the good, the bad, and the ugly come out to play. The now familiar, yet no less lethal 1-2 assault of Hardwired and Atlas Rise race from the stage, played as tight and as vicious as songs with 30-year muscle memory. Kirk shredding on the solo, and Lars's drums pound and pull to bring Atlas to a close. Bells, though familiar, still brings a grin to everyone's face when that bass gurgle signifies the impending riff onset, while fuel ignites a combustible audience as tens of thousands scream the lyrics in unison. A new but familiar-sounding intro finds three candidates vying for the next song. However, deeper cuts will have to wait as the Black Album classic The Unforgiven emerges from the dark. James's voice rings out as clear and as powerful as a bell as the crowd continues to provide a solid background vocal. New song, Now That We're Dead, makes a strong statement with the Ripper absolutely lethal on the solos. The song's subtle rhythmic pull drawing everyone in when all four band members launch into a mid-song drum circle utilizing four massive taiko drums that reverberate throughout the stadium. An inspiring sight to see from a band nearly 40 years in the game, still willing to push themselves to try new things, and a massive audience that just understands and adores every minute of it. Moth into Flame sears the Baltimore night before a very much appreciated Wherever I May Roam throws a new droning opening into our path on the now cloud-covered night. As a reward for my travels, the next song recompenses the miles spent with a mind-blowing rendition of the instant classic Halo on Fire. Complete with James's new intro for the song, the power of this song is more than evident in a stadium setting. A pairing with Beyond Magnetic's Hell and Back is a fanciful notion that popped into my mind while listening in awe. The sinewy and sweet guitar harmonies mesmerize, and Kirk crushes the guitar solo to close the song. A stunning guitar and bass solo from Kirk and Rob follows the epic journey of Halo on Fire. Beginning with a relaxed jam of Bleeding Me, a knowledgeable and receptive audience joins in and begins to sing along. With a touch of distortion, the duo launch into a jam of I Disappear. A feedback-drenched solo section approaches the ethereal as this double-dose jam adds a touch of depth to the night's performance. Not quite ready to return to Earth, Rob hits the opening notes to Anesthesia as Cliff's image looms large, both literally and figuratively, over the tens of thousands looking on in adoration. As it did all those years ago, Anesthesia once again leads the charge into a blistering Metallica attack, providing prologue not to Whiplash, not Motor Breath, but the song that started it all, the sonic massacre that is Hit the Lights. When Field Commander James Hetfield asks if you want heavy, there is only one answer. And to paraphrase the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, it's true, it's sad but true. Crushingly heavy in arenas and amphitheaters, sad but true is even heavier when flattening faces out of stadium-sized monitors. Always an epic set piece for a Metallica show, one in a stadium setting does not disappoint. Massive visuals juxtaposed with the smoke and lasers and all framed by returning pyro effects and flares. The crowd's bellowing roar during one, going to show that it takes a stadium of 50,000 to replace Jason Newsted on background vocals. Master of Puppets roars to life, as visceral and affecting today as it was in 1994, 1997, 1998, 2004, 2009, and 2011. Every time I've seen them play it. With full stadium participation, Master of Puppets thunders through the night air with purpose. A video introduction from Through the Never flippantly presages Fade to Black as the band sells out with a nice little ballad about the biting reality of suicide. Bringing the band into the midst of the crowd, a drum kit emerges from the front of the Snake Pit ramp for set closer Seek and Destroy. As personal and as intimate as you can get in a 70,000-seat stadium, Metallica communing with a sea of ravaging fans is a sight to see. From the midst of the teeming mass about 20 feet back, the band seemed to float on a sea of hands and heads as the crowd seethed all around. Leaving the stage, the band re-emerges to a cheering crowd as the intro tape for Battery plays. Tearing through Battery's full frontal thrash assault, the voracious crowd takes the abuse, and James lets a banshee wail fly to herald the song's final minutes. Up next, the crowd gets its first real break of the night with Nothing Else Matters, as a short solo introduction by Kirk opens the song. With bodies waving and arms swaying, echoing feedback leads into Enter Sandman. Having long since dropped 1991's self-titled behemoth from my regular listening rotation, tonight's love for the Black Album was appreciated, and Enter Sandman brought the entire evening to an appropriate conclusion, especially with the frayed ends of sanity teased in a brief outro. Supported by a massive stage that forms the focus of the entire landscape, the visually prominent backdrop allows the power of the band's performance to dominate the overwhelming size of a stadium. Lights and lasers, smoke, explosions, colossal video screens, all are used as merely a framing device to support the crushingly immense sound that emanates from the speakers. With the band in fiery form, the songs explode from the stage with clarity and strength as the music bombards the audience with a maestro's touch, like Anthony Hopkins with a blood-splattered cudgel. Utilizing a state-of-the-art sound system, the sonic power at their disposal allows the performance to crush and engulf the audience, with the set list drawing heavy from 1991's Black Album and the most recent classic, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. The song selection relies on tracks heavy on bombast and rich with dynamic interplay. Interstitial songs provide segues that allow for diversions and nostalgia, as well as overt and covert room for fan service. From the opening strains of The Ecstasy of Gold until the final band member exits the stage, a Metallica show is an experience unlike any other. Like a family reunion in the middle of a carnival during the high point of some ancient ritual, the experience is nearly indescribable. My seventh journey into the Metallica maelstrom since 1994, I have been privileged to be present at both the Yankee Stadium Big Four show in 2011 and the band's 2009 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. But now I get to add witnessing a tour opening show, which was in and of itself a unique and amazing experience. Highly recommended for the casual fans and the diehards alike.